Do we have your commitment tonight that you will not impose your personal opinion on any land use decision, that you will allow the public hearing process to work as it was designed, and that you will use your land use authority to effect compromise between land use applicants and the residents of Sherman Oaks who are affected by their projects?
The answer to that is yes, but I want to expand on that. Right now, we have an incredibly capricious process when it comes to the approval of projects in LA. It's not really fair to anybody, and what we need to do is to bring certainty. It shouldn't be about whether one particular council member is in love with a project or not. It should be about what are the rules and how do you follow the rules and how do you create a sense of certainty of what our neighborhoods are going to look like in the future. And I'm very committed to seeing that happen. One personal opinion that I do have is that I want to see projects with infrastructure.
Thank you. Next.
That's you.
Since when are we going there? Robert.
Okay. I can just tell you this. From 30 years of experience in business, the leadership position that you take is you take a dispassionate position, you look at things practically, pragmatically, you look to balance the interests of everybody, you mitigate the problems where they lie, and if there's a problem with a project and it cannot be mitigated, you go back to the drawing board, you pull it off the table.
I think this is maybe the distinction between me and the other opponents. We talk about balance. You can't balance development. It's not like if it works out, you can unbuild it and go back to square one. None of you can come to me and say, Dave, we got you elected. Can we change our residence to a 20-unit apartment building? Why is it that every single project on Ventura Boulevard asks for and receives a variance? It makes no sense when the end effect is that the cumulative effect of all the development is a lower quality of life for us. So I will add my personal opinion to it because I think we've reached capacity and we need to be.
Thank you very much. Robin?
Yeah. The question was, would I commit to inviting the Sherman Oaks Homeowner Association and other groups into the process, into the planning process? And yes, my commitment is there and my pledge is there. I do believe that it is very important that public hearings take place and that everyone impacted by a project be there and be heard and that everyone be listened to. I'm a little bit different than David, where I do believe you can balance, you can mitigate, you can have a project before you, and if it doesn't have enough parking, you can demand more parking.
Thank you. Paul?
Well, I helped to brainstorm with Joel Wax when he originally helped to create the neighborhood council system, and that was to bring more input to the neighborhoods, and that's what I believe in. I've actually been a council member for over 12 years. In that process, you look for a win-win situation. You meet with everyone, you work with everyone, you try and bring them together, and sometimes there are projects where you just can't. We had 18-story buildings proposed on Sunset. I met with the developer and just told them, you're not even close, you should just drop the whole project. And that's the kind of thing that happens.
Thank you, ADEENA. And one more question before the lightning round.
Absolutely, I would commit to working with the community and working with everybody because it is the responsibility of the council member to do good public policy. And that means making sure that whatever it is, that it's good for the greater city and it's good for the district. And that's also why I want to have a traffic planner on staff to make sure that we're doing things correctly.